this is just the beginning.
I know, it's a warm-up.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 47 of Cool Talk Podcast. Here we are with the man of the hour, Samson Seas.
Oh, it's great to be here.
The 7 Seas.
Ali Nickzod, the Cool Talker. What's up?
Welcome, man.
Oh, thank you. It's very good to be here, actually.
How's everything?
Pretty good. The weather's nice outside, and sitting here with you. And
yeah, it's getting cold outside. I love it.
You love the cold, don't you?
I call it the hoodie season. I think everybody else does that.
Hoodie season, yeah, interesting.
A lot of people actually call it the hoodie season because they're so excited. Because we have experienced a, pretty hot summer.
It was a boiling hot summer, wasn't it?
Summer. Boiling hot. Yeah, that's the first thing you guys are going to learn in this podcast, in this episode. Boiling hot summer.
Boiling hot summer. Scorching hot.
Exactly. So I think we have earned this now.
I guess. Right now it's very adequate. It's very comfortable temperatures. That's what we would say. The temperatures are very comfortable. It's not too hot. It's not too cold.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're enjoying
somewhere in the middle.
That's
what Middle Eastern people experience a lot. You have to earn the cold season.
Oh yeah, the Americans they say fall, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Autumn.
Yeah, autumn's the British way, fall's the American way. But the thing is, you earn the cold season. Yeah. And in order to do that, first you have to go through a boiling hot summer, as you said.
And sweat everything out.
All right, so in this episode, we're going to be talking about some tricky phrasal verbs.
Yeah, they are. Those are tricky. I think we went through them just before this recording, and I was actually quite surprised with a few of them. Some I haven't even heard myself, because they're American English, and we learn all the time.
Yeah. Did you know that almost 30% of the English people native speakers, they have phrasal verbs somewhere in the sentence.
Phrasal, yeah, they're used all the time. They're very common. It's just it's part of general English.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow they're kind of embedded into the sentences you make.
Yes.
And the thing is, sometimes they don't even pay attention to them being a bit informal.
No,
they just go ahead and use them. American presidents, U.S. presidents, British prime ministers, all those politicians and everyone.
It's just part of the culture as well. They use them unconsciously.
Exactly. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So in this episode, we're talking about those phrasal verbs, tricky ones. Picked up a few of them. Yeah. Picked a few of those phrasal verbs to talk about. Now, the first one I wanted to talk to you about was nerd out.
Oh my gosh, that's the one I really couldn't recognize at all.
Quick, give me a synonym for nerd.
Okay, nerd is someone obviously who studies a lot, but to nerd out, is that when nerds go out together?
The word I'm trying to say, the word I'm implying is geek.
Yeah, geek. Yeah, I've heard that one.
Right? Yeah, geeks. He's such a geek. He's such a nerd. Don't be such a nerd, dude.
We would say bod.
Oh, that's a British.
Yeah, that's a British one. Bod or bodrick.
Exactly.
It's weird.
To nerd out means to get together with a bunch of other nerds and do nerdy things. That's actually the first meaning. And the other one is studying so hard, especially for an exam. Usually for an exam.
So the people who study very hard, they would, again, revise before the exam. That's another way of saying nerding.
Yeah, or those crammers, cramming at the night of the exam.
Wow.
Which doesn't help, by the way, guys.
Yeah. You'd get butterflies in your stomach.
If you're doing it, just stop doing it. Yeah.
Wow.
Crammers, let's say.
Crammers.
So a nerd out.
A nerd out. Yeah. Two meanings there. That was very interesting.
Exactly.
I really like these phrasal verbs.
I picked that up while I was listening to a podcast, and it was quite interesting, actually. So the other one. People are always confusing these two. Start off, start out.
Yes.
They think they're different.
Yes, they think they're both different.
But I keep telling my students is they're interchangeable. What do you have to say?
Well, as a native speaker, I would say that it's a regional thing. They both mean the same thing. You have start off and start out.
Yeah.
They both mean the same thing, but it depends on what part of the region you're in.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just the same meaning, really. You can choose which one you want to use. It's paraphrasing.
Yeah, for example, people living in the United States, if you live on the East Coast, you might actually say start off.
Exactly. So it depends on where you are. And in the UK, we say something very different. We would say, let's get started. So that would be the formal way of saying it. Mm-hmm. Let's get started. And then obviously lots of our phrasal verbs are related to football. I'm talking about European football, not the American football that they use when they carry a ball.
Obviously.
Soccer, football. So they would say, let's kick off today with, for example. So they would say, let's kick off instead of saying, let's get started.
Have you watched Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso, yeah.
TV series.
Amazing, I think
amazing TV series. And there's this American coach. He's coaching this British football team called AFC Richmond.
All right.
And he says, the British people call it football. And I think that's the word we got to go with as well. That's the word we got to use as Americans. We got to go ahead with football as well because it makes more sense.
I guess it does. I mean, it's used around the world.
Americans have their own football, American football, which is pretty different. I think it's quite similar to rugby.
It looks very much like rugby, but they're wearing a lot more gear, aren't they? They've got helmets and all these paddings going around their shoulders and their waist and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So it's very similar to rugby, yeah.
So not much of a difference, really. Interchangeable. Really. They're quite interchangeable.
Yeah.
It has to do with...
it's regional, yeah.
Yeah, regional dialects.
And you had something really interesting on the list here. What was the next one?
Put something away.
Put something away. People get confused with that one, don't they?
A lot of learners, especially Iranians, when they hear the term put something away, the first thing that comes to their mind is just get rid of it. Just dispose of it.
To put it in the dustbin, or as you would say, trash can.
Yeah, trash can.
Wow.
Yeah, just get rid of it. But that's not what it means at all. That's not what it means. What it means is just put it in the original container.
Right. Or put it away. Just
tidy
up.
Put it where it belongs.
Where it belongs, in its own place.
I remember maybe it was like 11 years ago, the first time I wanted to teach this phrasal verb to my students, I was like, okay, put something away means just put your books away.
Put your books away.
There are a lot of books lying around, and just put your books away. I myself was confused for a minute. I was like, put your books away. Okay, we don't get rid of books that easily.
That'd be quite offensive to the educational system, wouldn't it?
We won't dispose of books.
No, of course not.
It must have another meaning.
Yeah.
And then I realized, that's what it means.
Tidy them away.
Yeah,
put them in their own place.
Put them back on the bookshelf.
Exactly. Or in the drawer. Depends where you put your books.
Put something away.
Put something away. To tidy it up, just to put it in its own place.
Exactly.
Nice.
So, I got 3 interesting phrasal verbs. I got fill up, fill in, and fill out.
Oh, wow. Let's go through them.
What can you tell me about the difference?
All right. So fill up, I would say that's the most simple one.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, it's in your face, isn't it? Can you fill up this glass? Can you fill up this mug or fill up the flask? It's to put liquid into some sort of container.
It reminds me of the word refill.
Ah.
When you go to a restaurant.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Are you enjoying your food? Would you like a refill?
That means to
do like a refill.
Basically fill up his drink again. If he's finishing his drink, whether it's a Coca-Cola or a glass of water even, they would just basically fill up his glass.
Excuse me, waiter. I need a refill here.
Oh, don't mind me. I'll give you a refill, sir.
Samson, always in character.
Oh, so
always in character.
Okay, so theatrical.
Yeah, remember what I told you about flattery. So.
Oh gosh, he's warning me about flattering him too much.
Yeah, I've been receiving a lot of feedback.
Nice.
So, fill it up.
Fill it up.
Like you go to the gas station. We can actually do a feature on this.
Stay tuned for that. Yeah. He's just come up with an idea.
Fill it up, dude.
Absolutely.
Fill up the gas tank.
There you go, gas tank. Yeah, we would say the petrol tank. The same
petrol
thing.
Tank, exactly the same.
Gas tank.
I talk to myself every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
When I learn something new, I try to create lots and lots of opportunities to practice all those things that I've learned earlier.
Absolutely.
Because otherwise, they're not going to be activated. You're going to end up at the back of your head.
It happens to me all the time.
You end up not using them. So I remember there was a night I was driving, and I said, so your gas tank is half empty. You got premium gas in it.
Yes.
And your car's engine is pretty sensitive to the kind of gas you put in. So if you still want to benefit from that premium gas and you need a refill, let's refill it now.
Let's refill it now.
Yeah, sorry, let's fill it up now.
Oh, is that what you fill it up
let's
now?
Fill it up. I use refill as a verb.
We're getting mixed up.
Yeah, let's fill it up now.
Yeah.
Even if the gasoline you're putting in is a bit shitty, they get mixed up in the tank.
Yes.
And still, what you get out of it is better than low-quality gasoline. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he means.
Yeah, you got premium gas in it.
Premium gas.
Like 20 liters maybe, 25 liters. And then you put another 20 liter of, let's say, low-quality gas. Yeah. They get mixed up. And what you get is at least better than filling it up entirely with low-quality gas.
There you go.
Yeah, which will do some serious damage to the car engine.
Definitely, in the long term.
So can you believe it? I was trying to figure out how to say this.
How to say this, fill up the tank. Yeah, it's fine.
Fill up the tank. So fill it up.
Fill it up.
Yeah, fill it up, buddy.
Absolutely.
Or fill up my cup.
Fill up your cup. Fill up his glass. Exactly. Anything that has a container, we put some sort of liquid form into it. Fill it up.
Exactly. So the other one we're going to talk about is fill in.
Fill in. So this one can be quite confusing, actually, especially when it comes to forms. Have you noticed when they say, "Oh, can you just fill in this form?" Yeah. Sometimes they would say, "Can you fill out this form?"
Yeah.
So we do have a difference here with fill in and fill out, and you've established that really well.
Small, tiny difference, but it's very important.
Yeah.
Fill in your name or fill in the blanks. You guys are quite familiar with these sentences, right?
Oh, gosh. Hope it doesn't remind them of the IELTS test. Fill in the blanks. Oh, gosh. Sorry about that.
Yeah, or maybe I don't know. Actually, I received some good news regarding IELTS. Ashkan, my student, he appeared on the show.
Oh, yeah, Ashkan.
Episode 40.
Episode 40.
Ashkan finally got his IELTS.
Nice.
His total band score is 8.
Wow. I actually recently had a student, Poya, and he was in Cyprus. He got an 8 too. So
that's amazing.
It's lovely getting
and he got an 8 in writing.
Oh, he got an 8 in writing. Oh, well done to him. That's good.
So I gotta start charging people more as a teacher.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna rev up the price a little bit there.
Rev up the price,
or push the price up.
Rev it up.
We'll probably rev it up.
Yeah,
I like saying that and push it up.
I heard
push
it somewhere
the price
else.
up.
The engine revving.
Yes,
yeah,
it's to do with engines.
Rev
revving
up the engine. Let her rip.
Let it rip. Yeah, exactly.
So we're talking about fill in. Yeah, fill in the blanks or fill in your name.
Right.
So when we talk about fill in the form, we're just talking about just a few words.
A name, maybe a date.
Maybe just a name, something which is not more than a line, probably.
Absolutely, something short. And then filling out, that's when you've got a much bigger form, like those 10 sheets of paper. You're like, oh, bloody hell, I need to fill out this massive form and even maybe write out description.
The form is massive.
It's much bigger, yeah.
So the difference here is fill in, we just use it for a few words or maybe a few sentences.
Yeah,
but
short.
Fill out means to complete the entire thing.
Much bigger. You're talking about much bigger.
See what I'm getting at? See what I'm getting at, right?
I see. Oh, that's another one. See what I'm getting at.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. We use that in Britain and the United States. Yeah. See what I'm getting at.
See what I'm getting at.
It means like, do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, see what I'm saying.
Yeah, there was a line in Friends. He said, Drake, what are you getting at? What do you mean? I'm confused. I can't understand what you're saying.
I can't follow you right now.
Get
what do you
at
something?
So that's another phrasal verb.
And we would say in Britain as well, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It means like, I totally get what you're saying. I see where you're coming from. That's a nice thing.
That's a nice one.
It's very British.
Nice. Very, very British.
Incredibly British.
So, there's another meaning for fill in. Fill in the blank and shit like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I used profanity. But the other one is to substitute.
Substitute.
You can ask a substitute teacher.
Yes.
Hey, dude.
When it comes to workplace. So that's useful for you guys because if you're doing shift work or someone you want someone to cover you basically.
Yeah.
Like, I just have to shoot off to the supermarket. Do you think you can fill in for me for an hour?
Fill in for me.
Fill in for someone.
Fill in for me. So if you're going to learn it, just learn the whole thing, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, I've talked about this to a bunch of people. Said, you don't need to mix and match. You don't need to learn those words separately and then try to put them all together. That's pretty much like reinventing the wheel. So fill in. Yeah, fill in.
It's a good description.
Yeah, prefabricated patterns.
Absolutely.
So fill in for me.
Do you think you could fill in?
Yeah, you can just learn the whole thing.
Yeah.
Would you fill in for me, Sam?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime you like.
I'm not feeling well, so would you fill in for me and do like 10 episodes of Cool Talk?
All by yourself. It'll be an honor. I'll fill in for you for 10 episodes, no problem.
Sam Talk.
Sam Talk. That's a good one. Or Cap Talk.
So learning the full phrase is recommended in cases like this.
Absolutely, yeah.
And fill out, we talked about this. Complete something, the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
So I guess that's pretty much it.
And that's pretty much it. These are all the useful phrasal verbs that we could come up with. Actually, he did all the work.
So let's see how good your memory is. What was the first one we talked about?
Let's
do a recap.
Let's do a recap. Okay, so the first one was that American one, wasn't it? Nerd out.
Nerd out.
And it had two meanings, didn't it?
Nerd out, yeah.
So nerds hanging out together outside.
And doing nerdy things, geeky things.
Nerdy things. And they wear those massive glasses and probably have loads of spots on their face.
Exactly.
Filts, they say in the
description. Like those Harry Potter stuff. Oh, we're just joking.
Yeah, it's a stereotype.
I'm going to be answering to a lot of people in the comments.
I know.
Trust me.
I know. Don't worry. I'll probably help you out. But these things, what we're saying.
He says he helps me out, but he never does. He's too nice to people.
No, I'll answer people who have any sort of inquiries. And I don't like to get into arguments, but okay, a constructive discussion is a little bit different
to discussion. Yeah. So, nerd out. Start out versus start off.
Yes, which really didn't have
Pretty
much.
much the same.
Pretty much the same, but depends on the region.
Yeah. Okay, what was the next thing?
Oh, that's now I'm losing my memory.
Yeah, let's take a look at
it was all the night shifts I had to fill in for.
Fill up. No, put something away.
Put something away. So that's the one that lots of people got confused with, as if you're going to put something in the rubbish bin or the trash can, just to throw something away.
But the actual meaning is
to put something in its own place.
Yeah.
Where it belongs.
Put it back where it belongs.
Yeah. Put it away.
Fill up.
Fill up.
The gas tank.
Gas tank or your mug.
Yeah.
Your glass when you want
get
to
a refill.
Something. Yeah. Hopefully you won't be going to the lavatory too much.
Yeah. And top it off. Top it off is another one. Yeah,
top it off.
Yeah. Would you like me to top it off, love?
Top it off, love. Yeah, I'd be going all British on me now.
Love. You can top it off here.
Yeah, that's a northern British style when they
British style.
slowly go towards north. If some of you are living in Manchester or Liverpool, you might hear that a lot. Can I top that off for you, love? Yeah. Love becomes love. So there's a switch in the accent. Yeah.
So fill up, fill in,
fill out.
Yeah, which was associated with just a few words.
Just a few words. And then filling out was
your name.
Well, and fill out was the one that really makes you bored and crazy and
doing the whole thing.
Doing the whole thing.
And the other meaning to fill in, act as a substitute.
Yeah, when you want to basically stand in for someone. What an episode.
All right, guys.
Phrasal verbs.
That's your recap. We tried to keep it as educational as possible.
Yeah.
I read your feedback. I listen to them.
Yeah.
And I think this is actually let's not say I don't want to say this is like the most educational, but this is actually one of the most educational episodes we've ever done.
I think it is. Yeah. Definitely. It's very educated based. I mean, lots of phrasal verbs in there.
So make some sentences. The phrasal verbs you guys just learned. Let us know in the comment section.
I'm sure you're going to be
What do I always say, Sam?
Make the comments go crazy. I love it when he says that.
Yeah. So, till next time.
Yeah. Make those comments go crazy.
Yeah.
Just put different examples of these phrasal verbs because it's good practice. And we use them a lot, both in Britain and the United States. So there you go.
Thank you for showing up.
Pleasure's all mine.
See you guys later.
Take care.
Take care.